Do I look like an angel? Are we positioned appropriately? Do we care? Right. Oh gosh, I just got tangled up in cords.
What the fuck?
I saw it earlier, and I was afraid of what was going to be on the inside of it, so I just left it like that. It just got turned
What
inside
am I
out.
supposed to do with this?
Flip it right side out. Ew. Looks like you're putting a condom on a tiny penis. Ew, look at the earwax on it. Stop.
Should we like pixelate that? Like was that too graphic?
Yeah. This is now X-rated. One, two, three is the time.
No. Really?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were really like saying 1, 2, 3.
No, that
1, 2, 3.
I want this to levitate. Make that.
Sure. You just need like a thumbtack or something.
You can put a thumbtack in a duct.
Okay, then just one of those 3M hooks.
I just need to like fidget for a minute.
That's fine. I'm fidgeting too. We can fidget all day long.
All right.
Hello?
What? Did you see the lamp?
No, what happened?
It was like
it flickered?
Yeah.
Okay. So I realized me asking you if you're ready for me to start recording is like the same. It's got the same vibe of like that whole thing there. Everybody's talking about the millennials that like pause before when they hit record. And they're like,
why do they do that?
It's something like, it's like a technology like evolution that they're behind on because they learn to take videos at a certain time.
Oh, so it's just natural.
Yeah.
But we don't have that, or we do have that?
No, I do. And my version of that is asking you if you're ready for when I start recording.
Oh.
Because I can start recording when the fuck ever and just cut it out.
Yeah. Or keep it in.
But I have options, so it doesn't matter when I start recording.
Correct.
Oh. 1, 2, 3. All right. We're doing it.
We did it.
Maybe we should have like 5 like intros.
I like that.
Like we just intro ourselves over and over. Then in editing, we keep them all in or none of them.
All right. So do another one.
All right. We'll clap again. Okay. That's like really official. If we clap, we have started.
Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3. And welcome to the Precious Angels podcast. I'm your host, Madison. And sitting right across from me, looking damn good, is
Nicole. I was like, I freaked out for a second. I was like, what's my name?
I didn't think your name was Nicole either.
It sounded like a question. Glad we're on the same page.
Who are you?
I don't know. Every time we start this, I have a nervous habit of picking up this pen. It feels very official. Like I'm like,
okay, I have a question. Is that like a tick? Is that considered a tick?
No, because I don't do it. It's like situational.
Okay.
To me, a tick, like you think about a clock ticking, like it's like something that just happens consistently a lot. This is specifically to this. I don't know what to do when I sit down, so I grab this.
Okay, it could be could be anything.
What do you mean?
Like, it doesn't have to be a pen. Like, it could be in any kind of situation. You have to do something with your hands.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I do too. I'm like always like rubbing my nails.
I have
my cuticles.
An upsetting amount of nervous energy.
Yeah. We need the best thing I have found to combat that is physical like exhaustion.
It's called exercise.
That's it. Yeah.
I know. I have this like hump. It's a mountain that I can't get. Like I know exactly what kind of exercise I want to do.
Yeah.
I know when I should do it, how I should do it. I have the whole like regime.
Oh, you have it planned.
It's all done. But
wow,
the actual like, I bought like a yoga mat. I have the tools that I need, but there's just like the block of like then doing it and making it a consistent thing.
Mhm. It's just literally just
Doing it.
picking a date and doing it.
I know.
Like, I'm doing it tomorrow morning.
But all I have to say is once I get into a routine, everybody better watch out 'cause I'm about to look
Fuck yeah.
good as fuck.
You already look so good. What are
Well,
you talking about?
even wait, just wait.
Ooh. You're gonna look like fucking, I imagined immediately is Demi Moore and G.I. Jane. Fucking roid it out.
Not quite the look I was going for, but I like where your head's at. Anyways.
Yeah. No, I've been walking a lot with my baby in the mornings, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I can feel my nervous and anxiety and stuff is just so much lower afterwards.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm gonna have to figure out some other way to exert a little bit more energy than just walking.
Mhm.
So I'm getting to the point now where I need to walk 2 hours.
Yeah.
For it to
Do anything. You
make a
build up
dent.
stamina.
Yeah.
Walking stamina.
Which is awesome. But now I'm
That
gonna
is
have to
good.
start fucking to do a burpee,
Jumping jacks.
jumping jacks,
Jump
a
rope.
circuit thing. I walk.
Make a thing in your backyard where you do multiple. It's like a obstacle course.
Ooh. That could be fun because then she can do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make it 2-year-old bumbling friendly. We can
Which
have
is not a lot, let me tell you.
There are limitations.
Yeah. You just realize there's so many things out there that your 2-year-old can fuck themselves up on.
Yeah.
And don't realize it. It's this world is dangerous as fuck.
I mean, for a 2-year-old, well, I guess for anybody, arguably.
Yeah. And I've realized so we started going over to the Swamp Wabbit.
Swamp Wabbit.
Swamp Wabbit Cafe in Guoxi. And they have that enclosed, fenced in little play area for them.
Yeah.
And I get why it's crowded every day, all day. I get it. Because they're just in a pen. And they can't escape. Or it's very rare because there's a gate, everything. And then it's just a bunch of yard toys, and they run around and just have the best time.
That's cute.
Mhm.
Have you been to the indoor playground at Judson Mill?
I have. We did visit it.
Does she like it or no? Is it weird?
She liked it.
Okay.
It is weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I feel like it's just weird because of the space. It's not necessarily what it is.
Yeah.
Have you been to it?
I've looked in the door, haven't been inside of it.
Okay. The part she couldn't interact with most of it.
Okay.
It's
They're bigger.
older than 2. Yeah. But there's a certain designated little baby area, and then they have these little tiny I would say 5 by I don't know, 8 small little rooms built side by side, and in each room is a different little imaginary play thing. This is a grocery store. This is a
Okay.
vet office. This is, I don't know, a construction site. And so you can go in there and play in those different roles and experiences. She loved the vet one. The
I
animals.
have mixed feelings about that.
Well, I saw it happening too. Your body went like this. You were like,
I mean, I think I'm angry.
I saw it happen. I saw it happen. Physically. Play that back.
Okay. You can finish your story. I'm sorry.
That's all there is. So, yes and no. It's weird, and no, it's cool because kids were running around playing and enjoying it. Whatever.
Do I think that veterinary and construction skills are useful and helpful? Absolutely. Do I think it's okay to structure a child's imagination around a workforce? Fuck no. That's weird. Anyways,
Well,
in theory, I get it.
shout out Judson Mill Play Area.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I didn't mean for that. I was trying to shout out the business, and it's not their.
turned it away.
It's not their fault. I mean,
It's
whatever. I
not.
get it.
No, that's so
No,
common. It's
it
so
is.
common. Go to, even the Children's Museum. If we're going to call them out, we're going
Yeah.
to call them out. There's a grocery store in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
A Publix grocery store.
And, like, I do think life skills are important for kids to learn because there's a lot of kids who don't
Mhm.
have parents or people or whoever to
Yeah.
teach them those things. So I'm not discounting that, but there
Yeah.
is a layer to that of, like, it feels like some factory mindset, like,
Mhm.
sit in your well, I don't know.
Even how they were
That's
aligned, the alignment of it was weird to me because at least, like, maybe arrange it like a town or like a community.
yeah.
I don't know.
This
Something had the like a factory mindset of like or assembly line of this one, this one, this
it's
one,
like a
this one.
strip mall.
Yes, yes, strip mall. Yes.
Ew. Okay,
This
well,
took a turn,
yeah.
which is okay.
It is.
Life is turny.
Sh Shoot,
But
girl.
you don't think I'm gonna go up there when it's
I was about to
raining or
say, yeah,
150 degrees outside?
yeah,
Oh, we'll be up
or
there.
freezing cold or whatever.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
we have a membership to the Children's Museum, so
yeah,
I love that place.
yeah,
A wonderful job on, like, the sensory piece of it.
uh-huh,
Uh, she just can go there and just walk around, and it is so beneficial for her.
yeah,
The different types of surfaces,
yeah,
the inclines, and just, like,
yeah,
all of it she has to kind of and they even have, like, just little things like, they took, like, floor tiles, and it's almost like a lava liquid mixture, and so when you apply pressure to the tile, it
oh,
moves.
yeah,
Just little things like that.
yeah,
I don't know. It's awesome. We'll pay it every year.
that and
That was, like, the first thing I was like, I'm taking her, and, like, she can, like, play with other kids, like,
yeah,
that's irreplaceable.
yeah. My nephew had, like, a love-hate relationship with that place because of all the sensory stuff.
Mhm.
Because that was before he was diagnosed with autism, and so we didn't exactly understand what was happening,
Mhm.
but he would get so overstimulated there. Like,
Especially on a weekend when there's a lot of
yeah,
kids.
he liked it, but it just, like, put him in a headspace that was kind of, like, erratic, and it like, people took it the wrong way. It's like
Mhm.
he's being bad or, like, malicious. Like, no, he's completely overstimulated.
Yes, and I feel like that's for a lot of kids.
Yeah.
They built up on the 2nd floor is like this, like, low sensory, like, treehouse library
Yeah.
that kids can go in and it's a quiet space.
Cool.
I think that's newish.
I
Uh,
wish that they would do more of that, though, like, have a
mhm.
some kinda space where kids like that could learn still.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Did you ever go to, like, just, like, the public library with him?
Yeah, he loves it.
I was about to say, that
Or
sounds
he
like
did. It
yeah.
was like I haven't taken he hasn't gone in a while,
Oh, okay.
but he yes, like, he would thrive there.
Yeah, that's one place I'm looking forward to taking my kid. I
'Cause they
think
have, like, all those computer games and stuff that they can play, and then they have I mean, even they're, like, in, like, a dollhouse with, like, different animals and whatever that you could play with, and he would like to play with that too.
Mhm.
But, yeah.
I don't know if that whole situation with like, the board or something and the displays, like, getting rid of all the displays in the library. You know about that?
Somewhat.
I know I just know that it was, like, in response to, like, removing certain books from the children's section that were, like,
Yeah.
oh god, yeah, we'll have to cut this out. I just messed up on the
Shut
acronym. Shit.
It's okay, Madison.
LGBTQ plus. Is that good? Did I do it? Did I do it, mama?
Excuse me, sorry. That was just especially funny because of the conversation we had earlier. You're, like, so tenderheartedly want to be inclusive that you just, like, fuck yourself up when you try.
Oh my god.
It's okay.
The irony.
I like it. But anyway, yes, there was controversy
Yeah.
over so now they're just taking all the
Mhm.
displays away?
Yes.
That's so stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What about for kids who learn visually or whatever?
Fuck them.
That's a really good response. well, if you don't like that, then you can't have any of it. Like, what? Where's the maturity in that? Where's any sort of
Mhm.
logic or otherwise? That's feels like bullying or something.
It's something.
I don't like it.
Feels like some Nazi ass shit, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Ugh. God.
God, this is an episode so far. Holy fuck. We're like, ew. Rigid.
My back hurts. I'm pissed.
We're subjugating our children to rigid standards.
In other news, my back still hurts, so that's cool. I think it's permanent state. Anyways, moving forward.
Let's talk about Ashley Madison.
Okay, so we both I watched the whole thing. You watched an episode. So it came up as like something we wanted to talk about just in general. But you specifically said that you had like a hot take about it.
Yeah, the more I thought about it, I'm gonna go ahead and dismiss how I felt. Like I don't I'm just going to lay that out here. I don't think it's a hot take anymore. I feel like probably a lot of people feel this way.
Yeah. Which was what? Or do you not want to
That cheaters are gonna cheat, whether they have a place to do it or not. They'll find a place.
Well, and let's be real about like first of all, anyone who would go on that website is a fucking idiot. So I'm not kidding. Like here's online actively fucking receivable information of my face, my sexual preferences, exactly what the fuck I'm looking for and all of that. That one guy, that like Christian YouTuber dude that was on there, like what the fuck?
You know what I find more disturbing than the whole thing with Ashley Madison is the fucking pee pregnancy test thing that he did.
Right?
That was so fucking violating
weird.
and weird.
I would be so upset.
Oh my God. I was like, no way, no way. I hate this guy.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
That's so weird. I blocked that out of my brain. But the whole time he's just like, well, I was forgiven for my sins because Jesus said that I was forgiven. So it's fine that I stepped out on my wife for the entirety of our fucking marriage and got caught red motherfucking handed. And had I not, I would continue to do it. And then he lied to her on top of that. I was like, I didn't actually meet up with anybody. The fuck? Come on. That guy's an idiot. Listen. Cheaters can suck a bag of dicks. Like, go have a conversation with your fucking person. Because I promise you, whatever mess that looks like will never be as messy as the fucking collateral damage created from cheating. That is fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
So, in a sense where I realized
shit alert.
Where I realized that like the company's not at fault, but by design, it's a fucked up company. Like, why did you make that? And then, shocker, the person who made it is a fucking cheater. Imagine that your husband comes to you and is like, baby, I got this really good business idea. Let me tell you about it. Listen, I'm not doing it. I'm not making a website where you can go step out on your wife because I'm doing that.
Okay, I'm listening.
But we're going to make a lot of money.
Oh, yeah?
Because I'm going to.
Lot?
Yeah. So it's fine. Just, I am definitely not using it. And I don't cheat.
I mean, I trust you.
Just like, oh my God, he cheated. Anyways, sorry. So the whole thing by default is just ridiculous. But then that guy's like, and his username was like dirty little secret man. Just don't get married, dude. Just don't get married.
Just overall, it's just depressing. Like it's just sad. 'Cause it's like the one thing that like moves us all forward is like building relationships with one another. And for this to be like so twisted and like, I don't know, it seems toxic as fuck and just
And it was
traumatic all the way around. It's just sad fucking, I don't know. I feel like that it was just sad. That
Yeah.
documentary was sad.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. I just don't like relationship dynamics are always gonna be hard. Like, if you wanna have an open relationship, you wanna swing, you do you. We fucking talk about it.
Yeah.
Don't be a cheater. That shit's gross.
Have you been cheated on?
Yes.
I have too.
And I'm not even gonna recall those instances, but I was just like, "Are you fucking for real?"
Yeah, it sucks.
As
I was young though, so mine wasn't like I'm not gonna just like diminish the hurt I felt from that whole thing just
Yeah.
because I was young. Maybe that's even worse because your feelings are big.
Yeah.
So you fall big.
I mean, I don't it's that is like one of mine happened when I was young too. But that whole situation is like deeply traumatic for me that I'm still trying to work through all that currently.
Oh
But
shit,
yeah,
is that some of the things you're talking about at therapy right now? Because teenage.
yeah, it's come up. But
Okay.
the person that cheated on me also sexually assaulted me under the guise of like religion in a really fucking weird way. So I had a lot of big feelings and still do, obviously. Because I don't know. That whole thing is like real complicated.
Yeah.
And
Holy
then
fuck. I don't think you've ever said it like that. Like we've talked about those things separately, but to
yeah.
hear it all together,
No.
that's a lot.
The
Like,
violation that motherfucker put on my little 14, 15, 16-year-old self. I don't think he lives in town anymore, and I'm glad. Is that no. Anyways, another one.
I feel that though. Like
Yeah.
not wanting to be even in the same town as someone.
Because if I ever like saw him, I would be so fucking triggered. I'd probably do some wild shit, to be honest with you. Nah, dog. If you ever see me, stay the fuck away from me, dude. But
Just
anyway,
keep yourself safe.
yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
But what was I gonna say?
Damn this episode. I
know.
Ew. We're just leaning. Can we just lean in?
Yeah. So the other one, the other one's traumatic too. TBH.
Okay.
The other one, I'm gonna try to not necessarily divulge who it is, but the details. If you know, you know, and some people know.
All right. I'm having like this weird, like, I've got to go check.
Okay, go check.
Okay. I'm so sorry because I was starting not to listen to you because I was thinking about it.
Last week we had technical difficulties, so we got to check.
Yeah, I'm just.
She going to check. She's going to check. She going to check. She's going to check. She going to trip. She going to check. She left. She checking. It's recording. Good looking out. Now you can relax. Yeah, so the other instance that I know of, because here's the thing, like there's a couple other instances where I don't know for sure that the person was cheating on me, but I have like intuition that they did, and I don't. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But the other person that I know for sure did it was like secretly drinking. I didn't know. I'm pretty sure taking either steroids or some kind of like pre-workout shit that was basically making this person not okay, especially while drinking.
Yeah.
And they got like blackout drunk.
Sounds fucking violent.
And was in the bed. This is my understanding. Was in the bed with a married couple and then like started doing things to the woman, and it woke the husband up and he got dragged the fuck out. And his friends had to come rescue him. There was like a party. I don't know what was going on. And then that was happening in like Spartanburg or somewhere. And then he like drove to Greenville and parked his car, ran down a well-known major road and proceeded to trash my apartment. This was wild. Do you want to know what I did the following day, Madison? Took an exam. I took an exam in our master's program. This was happening during that time.
Holy fuck.
Anyways, yeah, that same night that human, like, could have killed me, but luckily I had a male roommate at the time that helped me get him the fuck out of the apartment. The end. Okay, bye. Sorry, I should have had a disclaimer on that one. I didn't know we were gonna talk about this.
You know what?
Trigger warning.
This makes a lot of sense because this happened really close to when you and I started being friends. And
Yes.
so why would you wanna bring that up? Like, I feel like it's something that we haven't talked about a lot.
No, I don't talk about it a lot, period, to anyone.
Okay, okay.
I
Just because
don't.
I vaguely remember you mentioning it and being like, "Whoa," but not like, "What the fuck?"
It's a lot, and I really genuinely because it's part of what I'm dealing with in therapy, and I'm just being, like, authentic. I'm not here to hide my shit. It is what it is, and all of my life experiences have made my life extremely difficult in a multitude of ways, and I haven't dealt with a lot of it and don't talk about a lot of it, and I can't do that anymore because it's, like, impeding me being a fully integrated human and understanding how I fit in the world, so I have to fucking deal with it, and this is part of that. Anyways, uh, um, I feel certain had someone else not been in that apartment that I probably would have been choked to death that night. And, like, accepting that is really weird. So, but anyways, what the fuck? How did we get to that place?
I'm just glad you're in therapy.
Oh, cheating. Yeah, fuck you, Ashley Madison.
Oh my god.
But yeah.
I'm glad you're in therapy though, for real. Like, I
Yeah.
mean that with my whole heart, and that is
Yeah.
a good situation.
Yeah. I probably would have benefited from it earlier in life, but it happened when it happened, and the person that I found is, I swear to God, changing my life, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Damn, I forgot some homework.
What is it?
I was gonna bring that book that I've been reading, and I keep
Oh,
quoting
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You just made me think about it. It's talking about the relationship between a patient and a therapist,
Yeah.
and it is like, I feel like you'd really benefit from reading about it. I feel like it's like really resonates with like what you're speaking on, and
Yeah.
that whole dynamic and relationship, and how
It's
amazing it can be
it
and
really
rewarding
is.
when it's done right.
Yeah, and I was so particular about
Mhm.
that whole process because
Mhm.
even when I was living here with you, I was thinking about doing it online, and I just felt some type of way. Like every time I made a step towards what I thought would be okay to start doing it, there was always something like, I don't want to do that. And then once I met my current therapist, I was like, this is the person I've been like
Mhm.
intuitively holding out for. So, anyways, I did have a story about a therapy session I was going to tell you. I'm not trying to hog the mic. And two, I'm not trying to like go in too much about a bunch of sad shit.
I think we lean in. We have
Okay.
like what? Like, we can't fight. It's too
It
many
done
times
did.
now. Like we're here.
Yeah. So I think I've mentioned before that part of her process is like, if you have, so I had a session the other day, and what I was bringing to the table was frustration about my brother because he is like a lifelong drug addict and has large in part caused the most trauma out of any other human or situation in my life, which has also been a lot. Anyway, he and his wife recently got arrested and are in jail, and I haven't spoken to him since 2018, I'm pretty sure. And this motherfucker had the audacity to call me, like collect call me from jail, I guess to ask for commissary or whatever. And just had like that whole situation, it's a lot to deal with, it's a lot to process, it's a lot to accept, whatever. So I brought it up to my therapist. So she has me do this thing where she like, you close your eyes, I've talked to you about it, and you
Mhm.
like imagine something like a texture or whatever. For me, it ends up often becoming like a physical object.
Mhm.
And when I was in that headspace, I just saw this disembodied dead leg. It was just a dead leg. And
I'm
so,
sorry. I don't know why I'm laughing.
no, I mean, it's, I feel like laughter is an appropriate response. So felt weird when I laughed, I chuckled when I was like, okay, well, I see a dead leg. And I'm like noting to myself, I'm like, am I okay?
Like a zombie leg, or like a like? Is it pink, or what
like
color?
gray.
Gray.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it like grotesque? Or is it, like,
Gro
cleanly cut, amputated?
No, it's not, like, nasty.
It's not nasty,
I
okay.
mean, beyond it being a dead leg, it wasn't, like, bloody or, like
Okay, not, like, wounded a bunch, like, scratches and stuff.
no, it was like a just like it was chill. The end of it was chill. It was just like a
It could have been belonged to someone that died of natural causes.
sure.
Okay.
Think of it like a baby doll leg, how when it comes off, how that looks.
But gray.
Yeah, or
Okay.
dead and, like, human sized. And I mean, not, like, adult size, not human. Babies are humans. Babies are
Leg.
humans.
A
Human babies are
adult-sized
humans.
baby leg.
Anyways, so she like, when you imagine this thing having physical form, she has you, like, take it outside of your body and, like, oftentimes interact with it. So I'm there, like she told me that, like, I'm having a conversation with a dead leg, a disembodied dead leg. And like, asking it questions or whatever, like, "Why are you here?" And the leg told me because I wanted to be apart from, like, the body so I could, like, become something else. And again, this is like the embodiment of all of my feelings about my brother, okay? So the leg pretty much just told me that I needed to bury it so that it could become something else and that I should put put a tree so it can become like the tree or whatever. And it said, because I was telling my therapist that I wanted to have a funeral for my brother, but it feels fucked up because he's alive. But I need some kind of like ritual or physical action,
Yeah.
something that I can do. Like, the funeral thing is so morbid, and I hate even using that word, but he feels like a living ghost in my life. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It is what it is. But anyway, this dead leg told me that I should plant a tree and name it after my brother and have a relationship with something that's alive and thriving versus trying to grapple with like this human ghost thing that just tortures me and breaks my heart every time I fucking think about it. And so, um, like whatever. So the therapist was telling me that that was like a really good idea. Like, a lot of times when people die, you plant trees or whatever. And she said that she specifically has done that. And she suggested a weeping willow. She was like, the first thing that came to my mind was a weeping willow. And I had the same thought as well. And I did, like, before I could even say it, she said it. So she was like, I would encourage you to talk to your mom and like y'all do this together or whatever. So after I was done with that, I called my mom. And like, as I'm telling my mom this whole story, she's like sobbing on the phone. And I thought she was crying because it's like a beautiful thing to do for my brother or
Yeah.
whatever. She's sobbing because she's like, Nicole, she said her brother died when he was 17. My mom was 13 of cancer, and he had his leg amputated. He had his leg amputated. So he only had one leg. There was a removal of a leg. So his leg became disembodied. And when he died, she planted a willow tree. I was like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? Wow.
Yeah.
Where's his leg?
Whose leg?
Your mom's
My
brother?
uncle?
Yeah.
I don't know what they did with it. I don't know. They probably cremated it or something. I don't know. I should ask that question. Is that a weird question to ask?
No. I don't think any of this is amazing. What
So
the fuck?
I told on my last therapy session, I told her about all of that, and she was just like so thrilled about it. She said that the more you heal, the more those kinds of like synchronicities start popping up because you're open to that space because they exist anyway. But when you're not so like burdened by all your shit that you need to heal from, you can actually see it and experience it.
Holy
So it's like this whole other realm that's occurring that most of us aren't even fucking paying attention to because so goddamn traumatized by everything.
Have you seen that? I hate to be like this, but that movie, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once?
Oh, no, but I need to watch it, right?
Yes.
Okay, I've heard it's like really, really good.
It's what you just said. Like, we're so burdened by our generational trauma, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, that we can't see through it and just see that we're all just like pure, like just pure love. Like, we're all.
Yeah, and like time is not linear. There's like all these things happening simultaneously. Like the human experience could be completely different if we weren't so burdened by the things that we are. And once again, I think that a lot of that is fucking by design to control us. There's too many of us, and there's a bunch of greedy assholes who want to make us dumb and blind so that they can fucking step on our necks and be rich and go live on the moon or somewhere.
We're on to you. We're on to you.
Anyways. Ay.
Ew.
Oh, God.
Let's talk about pads. I just was remarking on like how we've talked about our periods a lot and having them and
I would just like to say for the month of April, I bled 25 out of the 30 whatever days there were. The end.
Big business.
You were saying.
And we were just talking about the forever struggle of trying to collect the blood and how we don't want to fucking stick something up our tutors. We don't want nasty ass fucking shit we got to throw away and touch and have to like, use a lot of like non-reusables and things. It just makes us feel yucky all the way around. And we were talking about how we're at the point where we're going to use our old t-shirts as pads or whatever, as cloth. And I'm just like, it's so funny because it's like I'm like, we could just, they're not reusable, but they are like biodegradable, like recyclable materialized pads out there. They may cost more, but at this point, like, I'm down for that. And it's just like, I couldn't, in the moment of that conversation, I feel like I have a stigma against pads. Like I have some sort of like hate about pads and I don't like, it's stupid.
Yeah, I don't disagree. And I have several thoughts. Okay. Cause I'm with you. Like I'll put a whole ass like hand towel in my underwear and just walk around looking like a fucking
before a maxi pad.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's not gross to me. Like I'll even sacrifice looking like like I don't know. Like I should be in an institution. So
okay. Winged tape your wings.
I think it okay, so I think maybe it's like trauma based or something there because like if you like starting your period is traumatic and most women most females are vagina people.
Vagina people.
Yeah. Starting your period for a lot of people for a lot of people with vaginas is like traumatic and weird and upsetting and gross and like there's shame around it and like, especially if you grew up previous to having the internet at that age.
Yeah.
Because if you had any kind of other vagina people in your family that like didn't teach you right, I thought I was bleeding out of my asshole.
Yeah, no, I will tell you.
And my mom was pretty open about stuff. Like,
yeah.
But I literally thought I was bleeding out of my asshole.
Yeah, I had a heads up of like what to expect. But one thing I didn't expect were period like cramps and shit. Like I remember I had to have like, I had period shits on like my very first
That's why
period.
I thought I was bleeding out of my asshole.
Yes. So I'm like, this disgusting shit.
I have diarrhea and there's blood that's coming out of my asshole.
Yes, there's something with that.
So, but anyways, I feel
God, what the fuck? Ew!
I feel like maybe pads now as an adult like puts you back. It feels almost like, what's that word? Infantilizing. But also that was another thing I was gonna say is it brings you back to the days when you were a baby and like decided to like shit your diaper. So there's like, I don't know, maybe there's something there.
Yeah.
There's something about, I was gonna say like the closeness of it to your actual thing, but the towel is there too and it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
So it has to be related somehow else. But to further your theory about that, I used to have a friend that we called people maxi pads.
Nicole, we did that.
Yeah, I know. I had it, but that originally happened with my friend that I'm not friends with anymore. She and I, when we were in middle school and stuff, because we did that. And we would describe people as maxi pads, and that was not a compliment. It was like some of the worst people. I'm not kidding. Because I remember we would have in-depth conversation of like what constitutes that person as a maxi pad, like what's bad about, and it's just like when you know, and those maxi pad people are the fucking worst. I'd rather fuck with an asshole than a maxi pad person.
And so that
'Cause they
neck
give the illusion of, like
Oh, I don't know. I know, I feel you. And like you said, you did this when you were an adolescent, first off, and it's carried through. Like, we did it in our 20s too at the
Yeah, 'cause I knew
school.
pads were gross when I was 12.
And there are some people we thought were maxi pad people.
I think I have 2 of them in my brain currently.
That's so mean.
We are what we are.
I know. Oh, yeah.
What the fuck? Anyways, to further continue this awfulness of what is this episode has become, we need to put a trigger warning on this one for real.
Yeah, the title is gonna be ew.
Okay, so I told you that I went to the gynecologist or whatever, right?
Oh my god, yes,
But
you
I don't
did.
know
Yes,
if
you
I
did.
told you about, like, what happened. 'Cause it took me I called you right after to tell you, like, the results and stuff. But some things occurred, it took me a minute to, like, process it and realize that
I feel like you were assaulted by your gyno.
I did tell you about it, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I think you were assaulted.
yeah. That seems to be the consensus for everyone I've told, they're like, "What the fuck?"
I don't know. I think I was like, "What if this was a man that said this to you? How would you?"
Yes. Okay, so I'll just give a quick recap of that. It's a gynecologist that I've never seen before because my gynecologist that I had since I was 16 is, like, trying to retire. So you have to book like, a year ahead to get her. This woman comes in. She's super friendly, has, like, charisma. Jesus Christ. She's charismatic and, whatever, nice, whatever. But she's, like, too casual. Like, her bedside manner was, like, casual to the point of inappropriate.
Mhm.
And for me personally, I have a background of, like, sexual trauma, so I am especially uncomfortable in a place where you're there to dig around in my vagina, like,
Mhm.
it's just facts. And they don't ask you that question.
Mm-mm. Nowhere on some document does it say that.
They do at mine ask you, like, "Do you feel safe at home?" and shit like that to make
That's
sure, but
not
that's
yeah.
dumb. That's not so anyway, she which let me tell you, the vaginal ultrasound person, like, I'm clenching while she's shoving this thing inside of me 'cause it's
Mhm.
uncomfortable. And she's like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I know this is not fun." Like, blah, blah, blah. Super sweet about it, understanding, but also, like, responding to the
Mhm.
fact that I'm doing that, but in a
Mhm.
way that's kind and respectful.
Mhm.
This woman puts that fucking cold metal speculum, which why we haven't graduated technologically from that fucking tool.
To
It is the most
silicone based? Like what?
medieval
I don't
fucking
even
shit I've
know.
ever seen in my life.
It's
Like,
so
why are
fucking
we doing
weird.
that? I don't know you. I've known you for 10 literal seconds. And then you're putting a medieval torture device in my vagina hole. Sorry if I'm not into it. So I'm like, clench up. I
Mhm.
don't like that
Mhm.
shit. And she goes, "Oh, you didn't like that, did you?" And I'm like, immediately in my mind, because I'm a very literal thinker, I'm like, no, I didn't like that. But like, who likes that? Who's like, oh yeah, like so anyway, like I was thrown off by the question because like, of course I don't like it. Like, who's coming in here and like, yeah, I'm into this. Let's do it.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's so nice. I feel like I need an umbrella drink right now. I could be on the beach right now. Ah.
So she's like, I can tell because your little butt clenched up. Like, excuse me?
Little butt.
Like, what?
Does she mean your asshole?
So that was another question I have because my butt is not little. And I don't know if she means she was talking about my actual asshole or like when you lay.
Or was she calling your ass little?
No, because I'm laying on my ass. She can't see my whole ass. But when you lay down, you know how there's like just the little bottom
Yeah.
of your little butt cheeks?
Maybe that's what she's saying is the little
That's
butt.
that's what I thought initially until you offered the idea that she might have been actually talking about my asshole.
As your
But
little butt.
I told a safe coworker about this and they agreed that it was my butthole that she was referring to.
So there's multiple
So
people that
comment
believe.
below if you think she's talking about my asshole
Or the little butt that's at the bottom
when you lay
when you lay
down as a
down
woman.
in
Or
your
no, not even as a woman, just as a human.
in the stirrups and the
So, that and it wasn't just left at that because after they put the speculum thing in you, then they lube up their fingers and put that in there. So, not only did she say that once, when she put her fingers inside of me, she goes again, "Wow, you really don't like that, do you?" And so I say to her, because I'm like, "What? What?" Again, because who is like, "Yeah, girl, take it in and out a few more times." Like, I don't know you, and this is medical, and, like, I
I
don't
just
know.
don't
So
understand.
I don't know what to say, and I was like, I literally said, I was like, "I don't know what to tell you. I think I have a small vagina." And she goes, "Well, that's not a bad problem to have."
Oh god. Oh
And then
my
she
god.
just, like, without skipping a beat says that, and she's like, "The opening's normal." I'm like, "I gotta get out of here." Like, "What?" And then this woman immediately asked me, she's like, "Well, is sex painful for you?" And I'm like, "I mean, no." But again, like, depending on certain people's anatomy with my situation, I like anyways, without being too graphic. And she's like, "Do you have vaginosis?" I'm like, "You just went from, like, fully, like, being weird as shit to now asking me if I have, like, a bacterial issue in my vagina." Also, you're number 1, no, I don't have BV, and I've never had that before. Never even had a fucking yeast infection, knock on wood. But, like, I why is that like, you should know the answer to that because you're a medical professional that looks at these holes all day, every day,
It was
and
ju
you're down there taking samples in the area, so wouldn't you fucking know if I had BV?
they asked some of the fucking stupidest questions, but
I
this is
felt like
beyond
I
stupid.
felt like insulted at that point, and no, like, no shame on anybody who has issues with that, it's just a pH problem most of the time, but, like, what? It's just like, "Cool, okay, bye."
Do you have any further questions?
Like, "Bye?" And then I thought of you because 'cause I'm like, "Okay, like, gonna put my clothes on, find some toilet paper to get this cold slop out of my fucking
Oh
crack with
god.
and slam that down in the trash can real quick and then just, like, walk out, like, Madison, I was, like, dazed walking out of there, like, "What the fuck?" And then I'm like, I was yeah. "What?" So now I don't know what to do because I'm like my mom suggested that I contact my other like, my original gynecologist, just tell her what happened, but I'm like,
Mhm,
"How do I get a hold of her?" Which I
mhm.
realize I'm making obstacles for myself, but I swear to God, if that had been a man, it would have stopped that. "You didn't like that, did you, you little butt clenched up?" And I would
Yeah,
have kicked him in the fucking face
right.
and walked out of that thing and pulled this thing out myself and left and probably called the cops. So why is it okay that she's a female? And why is that my it's first of all, it's not.
Do you okay, so obviously if you kicking the person in the face and all of that, like that would have been your response to the trauma, fight. Do you think it being a woman elicits a different type of trauma response, mainly freeze?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, like, I was like, as I've been
Just
on
because you didn't react that way doesn't mean it was, you know what I mean?
yes, I hear you, and I appreciate that
Yeah.
perspective. That's, like, really affirming. But, I that also, like, as I'm unpacking this, had the thought, like, well, if, if I report her or whatever, then people are gonna be weird about, like, me coming in there the next time. Which, by the way, brings up another fucking story that I haven't told you about. And I'm not going to name any names because I'm not trying to cause issues for anything. So I can tell you more about this after.
Okay.
But I got someone that works at a local bar fired because motherfucker like physically assaulted me. And I got like, it happened like 2 days after my doctor's appointment. So I was already full on trigger mode with that thing. But I was sitting outside minding my own business and I had my hair in two braids and I was speaking to another person that works there, and I was holding their dog, their family's dog, that's like a small dog that had a hurt paw. So I'm like holding this little dog. So kind of rendered defenseless because I'm holding a hurt animal. I swear this dude was like sniffed that out. Comes behind me, and this is a person who's already been literally slapped in the face for trying to kiss me another time. This person is not. And is like a crackhead, which is also like I'm also all triggered last week because of all the stuff with my brother. So it's like all these different angles. So he comes in and like slides his hand behind my braids, like real slow with like his fingers going against my back. And then I can feel him grab both of them. And then he just starts pulling like real slow, but like harder and harder until like I'm like this. Like I can't hold my head forward. I'm holding this dog.
Oh, fuck no.
And I was like, get your fucking hands off of me. Like, get your fucking hands off of me now. Like, and then he let go and walked away. And I was like, don't fucking touch me again. I was like, I did not consent for you to touch me, much less come and pull my hair. That is not space for you. Don't come near me. Don't touch me. Do not let that shit happen ever again. And he told me to shut up. And I said, I'm still holding this dog. It's me holding the dog. And I'm like, don't. I was like, nah. I was like, this is not how this works. I'm like, do not come at me and put your hands on me. And then when I tell you that I'm not okay with that and don't do it again to protect myself, do you get to tell me to shut up? And I was like, I said, don't do that. And he said, it just happened. And I was like, I know that. I was like, but it's not going to happen again. And he accused me of threatening him. So I just walked inside and went and got the people who work there. And several people literally like, get your shit and leave. And that was that. This is our therapy podcast episode of Ew, what the fuck?
It do be ooh, you know?
But that was like,
I'm like disassociating right now.
yeah, same kind of. But yeah, like in that situation, I wanted to be physical too, but like I'm holding this little dog. Like I wanted to like punch. Like
I think it's a good thing that you didn't get physical. It doesn't sound like a person that would like
no, have sound mind. And yeah, anyway, that's all I want to say about that because I don't want to say too much because I'm not trying to like.
Thank God for that little hurt puppy. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. Anyways.
Oh my God. I'm like, what the fuck? Where do we go from there?
I don't know, but that's why I told you that like last week is like a little like, I've had a difficult last couple weeks.
Oh, I honestly thought like, I was like, oh shit. I thought it was all the move of naked pasta. Like I thought it was all related to that.
I mean, that's also stressful, but for a lot of different reasons. But that is something that I can like, like the work I've done to change how my brain works. That's an easy puzzle because this shit's out of my control. Like all I can do is the day to day. All I can do is make sure what needs to get done gets done, and level periphery shit like it'll work itself out.
I was thinking more like physically, like you're having to do your job and all of that. So I was just like, okay, I would be physically exhausted.
Yeah, but it's that, and there's another piece of that puzzle having to do with my dad.
Which piece?
Of just the like
which piece?
Rapid fire of bullshit that's been happening the last 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
I was just gonna say this.
Shouts out, Dade. What's up? Father's Day coming up. What?
I don't want to get into it too deep because this one's fresh and I'm still working my way through it. And we can
was I just an asshole?
No, okay. It's fine. No, a genuine response is fine to me. We can definitely talk about this another time. But all I will say is that my father dynamic is something that I've been working on in therapy. It's like part of my healing process. And I have been avoiding talking to him somewhat because I know that I can't continue without facing a lot of that shit with him. And that looks like for my plan with my therapist or whatever to have him be in a session. So I've been wanting to talk to him about it and ask him about it, but I'm genuinely afraid and for a lot of reasons. And so I've been a little avoidant, but like last weekend or something, we were texting back and forth, like pictures of stuff, whatever. And shit seemed chill, at least on that level. And then last week, one day, he called me while I was at work and said, "Please," like, texted me, "Please call me." And, like, him and his family, they're not getting any younger, so I'm like, "Damn, there must be something wrong with them or whatever." Told him, "I'm at work. I'll call you when I get home." Call him. He says to me, "I'll be there tomorrow." Like, because he is taking my great uncle to go see his stepbrother, who is a human I didn't even know existed, with my other uncle, and they're gonna he's coming into town, like, on a Thursday. He's gonna be gone Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. He'll be back Tuesday. So if I wanna see him, it's
No.
tomorrow
No.
night or the
No.
next Tuesday
No.
pocket.
No. Tale as old as time, song as no. He'll come into town and you can talk to him, see him when he comes for you.
That, and I'm like, "You made plan a road trip with an 80-something-year-old man. Y'all did not decide that yesterday. Also, you bought plane tickets. You did not buy those yesterday. Until I'm more than an afterthought, you can go fuck yourself," is pretty much how I feel.
Mhm.
And I need to say that because I feel like I don't wanna be completely avoidant because I feel weird about that because I'm trying to learn how to, like, stick up for myself, but I'm struggling with that piece.
Mhm.
So, he basically was like, "I'll text you when I get into town," or whatever. And I'm like, again, same feeling of when I'm in the gynecologist office of, like, someone just spun my head, and I'm like, "What's going on now? You're gonna do what now? Like, you're excuse me? Okay. Uh, okay, cool. I guess I'll talk to you tomorrow." So I didn't get a text until, like, 7:15 PM. It's like, "Do you wanna come over to your uncle's house?" So I just didn't respond. Like, the the only thing I could muster to text was just no. No. I
You did say no?
no, I didn't, but I was like, "If that's all I wanna say, then there's no point in saying
What's the
anything."
point? I got that, yeah. Ugh, well, I'm proud of you for saying no. You said no by not
Yeah.
responding.
Oh, because and I realized because and I had to work that out in another therapy session just a couple days ago because I realized that, like, unhealed Nicole would have gone
Mhm.
because I would have felt
Less
like
healed.
yeah, there you go, less healed. I like that, thank you. I would have gone because I would have felt bad and like I was doing something wrong or that wasn't fair, and fuck all of that. No, because the last time I went and tried to share my feels, it did not go well, and I
Mhm.
felt completely dismissed and was pretty much told that I was unwanted initially. And like, okay, cool, yeah, no, I'm good. Like I've had enough stuff going on to force myself into a situation where I'm like reconfronted with all of that bullshit because you can't find it in your ability to even send me a text, "Hey, I'm coming in a few weeks," or whatever.
Mhm.
And I get it. I understand that I haven't been avoided or that I've been avoided, but to use that space against me, oh,
Yeah.
nope, that ain't it.
I'm proud of you for that growth. I will tell you that. I am. From all that, it sounds like growing, baby. That's all that
Yeah.
is. That's good.
I'm proud of myself too, but it really is a lot to deal with. And I was hysterical for probably 24 straight hours. And like, even during my therapy session, which I have to do on my phone now, I'm just like sobbing. And she was just told me, she was like, even though you feel this way, like this is a regulated response.
Mm.
You are not in chaos right now. You are not being reactionary. This is an appropriate response to
Mhm.
what is happening. So to have that like reassurance and let the emotion out like while it was happening, because normally I would just like internalize all of that
Mhm.
and then it would come out in other ridiculous ways. So so I'm gonna say this in closing about all that, and let's change the topic because I want to talk about some other shit.
What?
But something that's more oh, so I need some levity. But I
Okay,
just
okay. I feel you. Yeah.
um I lost my train of thought. Oh, I got it. I realized recently that I cannot be close with people unless they know about a lot of my life stuff. And for the reason that, and I know like everybody's shit makes them who they are. And it's not a thing of like, I'm trying to have pity for myself, but I feel like I have a lot of it. and because I'm in the space that I'm in now, it is, like, affects everything that I'm doing a
Mhm.
lot,
Mhm.
and it's so
Oh,
sad.
shit. Um, it's probably not picking it up, but we just heard, like
What does it sound like? Alien invasion.
it's like it's an air compressor, I
Oh,
believe,
okay.
I think.
Okay,
It randomly when the air no, some kinda air pr it's something to do with air pressure and
okay. It sounds like a compressor of some
yeah,
sort.
yeah, yeah.
I was like, I think the recording's broken again, no!" Anyways,
Yeah.
I feel like I have to come with, like, a disclaimer sometimes. I'm trying to get past feeling that way because it is what it is, like, I just can't get close to people unless I can't trust you unless you know about some of my shit, and having to be vulnerable with people in that way is really hard because I can't trust people, so it's kind of like trying to buy a car when you don't have credit, but you can't build credit because you
Don't
don't
have
like
credit.
yeah, because you can't buy things. It's kind of like that. Which is a perfect segue to the other thing that I wanna talk about that has a lot more levity. And can you please talk about classic cars for a minute?
Oh, shit, yeah. Okay, so
Unless there was something else that you wanted to say.
no, that works, that works. Um, so the other day, I was just noticing a church nearby my house was getting ready for a classic car show. And those are pretty big around here, and typically they're at churches or, I don't know, just random
The
events.
mall or
Yeah, and a lot of them are attended, I feel like, by the 70s and older crowd, like, some seniors go there, like, that's a old person thing. Am I wrong or right?
I mean, yeah, for those kinda like, the kinda classic cars that yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I was wondering, I was like, when like, aren't we as long as I've been growing up, I feel and, like, even as an adult now, like, the classic cars have always been the classic cars. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like a Chevelle or like a old Mustang, even like
Yeah,
those like,
like the
Model
'50s
Ts.
cars. Yeah,
Yeah, the
yes.
same.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, when is it ever gonna be like, are there other cars that are gonna be considered classic ever? And so I Googled when is a car considered at what age is a car considered a classic? And it said insurance companies. I guess that's I don't
Who
know.
rules the world,
Yeah, they decide
determine
everything.
everything.
Um, state or classify a car as classic after 20 to 30 years. And you and I both drive, I think they're both in '07.
Mhm.
They're sisters. Um, and so in 2 years, they will potentially be considered classics.
Which is hilarious. My little '07 Civic is about to be a classic car. Her little scraped up bumper
Well, I'm just saying you've been wanting to do some, like
remodeling.
yeah, I think it's a perfect time, and then we take that on the circuit,
Hell
girl.
yeah.
Just saying.
Oh, she about to be popping. When I can actually have the time and energy to put into her, she gonna look good.
Yeah. I just like, what's that gonna look like? And like, are we ever gonna be at a car show where it's like,
Millennials cars. It's
I don't even know.
like a late '90s minivan,
Yeah,
like a
a
definitely
Jetta.
some fucking busted up ass Altimas.
Our
Um,
cars.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I don't know, just like crack me up thinking about that.
that's hilarious.
What was your dream car when you were like 16? You're gonna get out on the open road and you were
Like
gonna
of any sort. I
yeah,
was obsessed with the 1967 Chevelle.
damn.
I even
You were
had
just a fine wine, let me tell you.
I took my Civic emblem off of my other Civic and I got a Chevelle emblem at like a flea market or somewhere,
Oh
and
my
I had that
god.
on there. It was a Honda Chevelle.
Oh my god, you should do that again.
I should.
Yeah. I love that.
I realized the other day I was talking to somebody that I've only had 2 cars my entire life, and they've both been Honda
Wow, that's
Civics.
right.
I feel, like, proud of that in a certain way, and
You
I don't
you
know
should.
why,
I think that shows some dedication, that shows some love,
but it's also been financially great because I've never
frugality.
had a car payment.
Yes. Fuck yeah.
'Cause they were
You should
like
be proud.
my first one was just a hand-me-down for it was like my grandpa passed away, and there's just a paid for '99 Civic sitting around. They're like, "Well, Nicole's 16 now.
Here you go.
Here you go."
And this means you've taken care of them. They can't last that long
Yeah, 'cause
without that.
I kept that one until I was 24, and when I moved to Miami, my grandmother was not okay with it at all, but surely not okay with God forbid I drive an 8-year-old car to Florida and be okay. So, she was hell-bent on getting me a new one. I told her, "No, like, I don't want a car payment. I'm about to move out of state. I don't wanna pay for insurance on a new car, blah, 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 blah." So, she was insistent. She was like, "I'll pay for it, I'll pay the insurance for it, whatever." And my other car was still in their name, I guess, because it was my grandfather's car. And so, she called me up at work one day and was like, "Meet me at the breakaway Honda dealership. I just traded your car in. You need to clean it out. Bring it right now." I was like, "What the fuck?" But it was like the weirdest position to be put in because in a certain sense, I felt like a brat. I'm like, "No, I don't want a new car." It's like someone's offering you a brand new car and offering to pay for it, and you're like, "No." But it's because I felt like there'd be strings attached, and there, of course there were.
Mhm.
But I felt weird about it. So when I went to the dealership, I told her, I was like, "The only way I'll agree to this is if you get like the lowest model that they have, like whatever the cheapest version of a Civic is that they have here." And I was like, "And I want a manual." And so she hated the color, just like whatever that brownish gray.
Wow.
She wanted it to have navigation and a sunroof. It doesn't have any of that shit. I was like, "Nah," which now I regret. Like, damn it.
My morals.
And because it was a manual, it was cheaper too. So I've had that car since. It was brand new that year I got it.
Even that, like, that's a skill that a lot of people don't have either, driving a manual.
Yeah.
You've made good decisions all around, girl.
I will say that's one thing my dad did teach me how to do.
Drive sick.
Well, I mean, he taught me the fundamentals and then
You gotta keep up with it,
girl,
or
the
it
same
doesn't matter if you
you wanna
learn.
know well, I had a boyfriend try to teach me how to drive one, but who actually successfully taught me how to drive a stick shift was the same person who saved my life that night with that crazy person.
Damn.
That person really has done some big life shit for me. I should somehow tell them.
That's awesome.
Like, "You saved me from dying and you taught me how to drive a stick shift, so let me tell you,
That's a big thank you.
it's more than any other man's done for me." Just kidding. Well, kinda, but whatever.
Well,
Anyway.
kinda whatever. Um,
While we wowie.
yeah, I love my car now. We got a bigger car because of having a kid, and we wanted to just have more space for more shit, I guess.
That's what ultimately, I would like the same thing because
Yeah.
I wanna be able to, like
I wanna tow shit.
well, I just wanna be able to, like, if I find a piece of, like, furniture that I want somewhere
Mm.
or something big, or I also want the ability to be able to, like, camp in my car if I want to.
Yes, yeah. That was ours is tied to getting, something that could pull like a camper, like a
Yeah.
little something. Um, but because prices of every little thing in the whole entire world, from a damn bobby pin to a house, is ridiculous nowadays. I feel like we sound like
Mhm.
our parents when we say that, but damn if it not be true.
I remember them talking about the difference in how things are priced, but not where things were unaffordable because I feel like our parents could afford shit when we were little. Like,
That's
if
true.
I tried to buy the house that I lived in the late '80s here now,
Yeah,
it's probably like $500,000,
yeah,
and they didn't pay that. And
right,
so, like, there's normal inflation that happens, but it's, like, next level shit right now.
right, because
It's like I was telling you, I have that subscription or whatever to Zillow when I was looking
oh,
for a
yeah.
house to rent a few years ago. I, like, kept a little like, the same and it's still like, I haven't gotten paid enough to where I could change the window of what I can afford. So, like, the income and the, housing market don't
Mhm.
they're not parallel. Um, But yeah, I get, like, every time there's one available in the area in my price range, I get an email and it has pictures of it, and the latest one is, like, this, like, trailer house, which no hate on anybody who has to live in a trailer house, like, I get it, but it's, like, the quality it's, like, ridiculous that you're even renting it. It looks like and it's, like, $1,000 a month, and there's, like, not you can't even take whole pictures of the bathroom because it's, like, disgusting in there and they don't wanna advertise it as that. Or it's in, like, I don't know, like, I don't know.
And that's
It's
for
just
1,000 a month.
yeah, it's crazy. But, yeah. I love those, like, memes that are going on now, like, there's one, it's, like, all these millennials shopping for houses, and it's just, like, somebody looking at all the storage sheds at Lowe's or whatever.
I've honestly considered that.
Getting one of those?
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I want one,
Yeah.
but I need it to be, like, a little bit big so I can outfit it the way I want.
Mhm.
Listen, all I need is an affordable piece of land, and I got the
Mhm.
rest.
Mhm.
And maybe, like, ideally about $30,000, and I could outfit a whole situation.
I love you've, included me on a Pinterest page for
Oh, yeah.
I love that, and it is very do DIY.
Yeah.
I love it,
Yeah.
and, like, recycled materials, like,
Yeah.
using, like, freaking, I don't know, glass bottles as, like, landscaping
Mhm.
border and shit, and
Like, reusing, windows and, like, clear building materials for the greenhouse kitchen.
Mhm.
It's gonna happen. That's my dream and my destiny.
There you go. We're gonna do you not like, are we getting priced out of Greenville?
Yeah, that's why we're gonna go to, like, Vegasville or wherever.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, we cannot live in Greenville. That ship has sailed.
Yeah.
I mean, we are currently, but
Why?
oh, sorry.
I was thinking, like, e right now how it's like, how I exist in Greenville, it's not even like I'm in Greenville or like I'm in a very small bubble of Greenville. I
Yes,
can't even experience most.
most of it.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, believe me, I've found the pieces, like, that I love and cherish and that I
Yeah.
wouldn't I mean, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So that's
Same.
why I think I'm staying so far.
Yeah.
Once that becomes not
Sustainable.
yeah,
Once your bubble pops.
yeah, once that bubble pops,
My
gotta go.
bubble will pop once they start building that bleachering mill thing.
Oh, yeah, your fucking house is gonna be a damn fountain. Like, seriously.
No, I don't think they've bought those properties.
Well,
Not yet.
they have. I don't know how to tell you this.
We should do some tax research and see who actually owns that.
It's not even on paper.
No, they're seriously
No.
about to build a massive thing
Yeah.
all around my little neighborhood.
Yes. On your neighborhood.
Like in my house. Just gonna wake up, there's gonna be a wrecking ball. Miley Cyrus is gonna swing through my front door.
Oh my god. The Property Brothers are gonna bust in the door. Oh my god. We've got big plans for this window.
That's hilarious.
We're gonna knock it down.
That's funny.
Trying to think, did we
I'm just
what's happening
I'm
right
just
now?
lamenting on like we made a whole list and like I drew a sandwich around it. We had a plan and then it got derailed. I'm not mad about it though.
That's that's how it goes. You make a plan to make it not
And
be a plan.
God laughs. Isn't that right, Jesus?
That's right. You laugh so good.
Now what?
I hope it recorded.
You checked.
Oh yeah, yeah, I did. I hope it continued to record.
Me too. Well, I just like to say this. We had a business meeting before this episode, and I think we're really nailing down some really good ideas. I'm excited about our futures together.
I am too. I think, and I like how we ended it with like, okay, we know what we need to do. the next step is setting deadlines for those things to hold ourselves accountable.
Yeah.
And we both recognize that that's going to take a even bigger conversation because of multiple deadlines, multiple things to iron out and think about. So instead of just trying to like force it all to happen right
Yeah.
now,
Which we have a history of doing that.
get after it. Get after it real good. But we're gonna meet again to set deadlines for deadlines.
Yeah.
Right.
That's our education brain. There's 2 things I want to tell you, and then we can wrap it up. But the at work when I set up stations. I call them stations for success.
Oh.
But it's like stupid shit. Like if you have to process down some spinach, I've got the processor and like a container for it to go in, a bag of spinach, whatever. And so like I do that, and then like when someone comes in, I'm like, what activity do you want to do? And we have a guy that's been working with us now for I don't know how long. It's probably been like 3 months, maybe more. I don't know. But he's like a professional chef. But he like he gets it. Like there's a reason why he's working with us. But he's like, you taught you like it's like a teacher thing that you're doing, and I was like, oh, it never even occurred to me.
That's pretty cute.
It made me so happy. I'm like, okay, that's cute, but which which station of success would you like to work in today?
When you start color coordinating, then it's like,
oh man, don't tempt me with a good time. It's so funny. I enjoy little moments like that where there's spillover from that experience that's positive.
yeah. Oh, there's a lot of that. Yeah.
Anyways, I did want to mention about Libby.
Oh yes. That's the highlight. I mean, it sounds like it's like the highlight of your last few weeks.
Maybe life.
Oh damn. Okay.
No, okay, so we talked about last episode, like how we follow these comedians and stuff, and like they feel like our friends.
Who are they? Let's give them like real proper. These are your names.
But the whole crew: Chelsea Lynn, Paige Jen, Libby Higgins, Tina D-Ball, Beth Franks, Maggie Wilson, even freaking Brett Boonofficial,
I guess,
and Greg,
yeah,
and Gary,
Officer Daniels,
Jeremiah Watkins, Millie and her tripod legs right now, Justina, was it Kevin, and was it Tilly? I think that's everybody. And her daughters, which I won't name them because I'm not trying to shout out to kids. But their whole ass family, like, I feel like they have all experienced similar shit to us, and that is their little chosen family. And they like live together, and they create together, and they hold space for each other in a way that to me is just like something to not only be like positively impacted by, but to aspire to, you know?
Hell yeah. They're the realness and the truth.
It's the authenticity of it all.
Yeah.
But Libby in particular for me is like, especially because of where I'm at in life and stuff and some of the things I'm trying to deal with and whatever, like she just snaps into my heart in a way that just, I don't even know. Like I've been rewatching all of the Slap City episodes, and I watch them at night when I get anxiety and can't sleep. And I was listening to one the other day, and I want to say it's like one of their first like 10 or 20, maybe that early on. But she's talking about this safety man, like blow up doll thing that you're supposed to like blow up his body, and he has like a mannequin head, and you put it in your car or in your window or whatever. So it looks like there's a man with you to keep you safe. And she was saying that she wanted one real bad. And this was like filmed 2 or 3 years ago or more. I can't remember. So while I was listening to that episode, I Googled it, and there was one for sale on eBay. And granted, it was $695 plus like $23.99 shipping or whatever the fuck. Which, where do you even get that arbitrary ass number from? But I tagged it on Instagram and tagged all of them because it was funny to me. And I put something about how your safety, like it's pricey, but your safety is priceless or whatever. So she ended up like DMing me and responding back. And she was like, I want him. And I was like, telling her like, you should get him. And I was like, you can write it off. No, she was like, it's in my cart. She told me that, well, first of all, I'm like shitting my brains that I'm like texting someone, like watching the dots form for someone that, like, I get it that she's just a regular person. I understand that. But I don't even know how to explain it. It's like it goes beyond being, like, starstruck because it's not
Yeah,
about that.
right.
It's, like, genuinely she helps me through my life, like, she makes me
Mhm,
feel okay to exist. So
mhm.
that to me, that's, like, bigger than, like, "You wrote a song I like to sing." But,
She does make some bangers though.
oh god, fuck. Check Libby Higgins out on Spotify. This is a big ass shout out. Her fucking song about Annie going outside is beyond. Um, so she said it was in her cart or whatever, and then I said it could be a tax write off, and she was like, and think about the content like that she can make. And I was like so excited. She never confirmed that she bought it, but I went back and checked on eBay later and it said it was sold. And I can't imagine that somebody else swept in to get that. So if and when the time comes where that thing appears in her content, I'm going to lose my shit. But it just, I don't know. It just like, it would be a dream to actually like, I know we've seen them. Like we went to the show in Nashville,
Yeah, that was
but to
great.
like actually meet them or even to have any sort of conversation with them or like hang out with them in any sort of capacity would be life changing to me for sure.
Yeah.
So even that conversation, it was just like the most rewarding thing. And it came at a time when I needed to win real bad. So here's a big ass shout out to you, Libby. And I hope to God I went and read it said it doesn't come with its pump. So I'll buy you a pump and send it to you. But I hope he works and can, oh my God, the dreams of the safety man. And I cannot wait to see what she names him. Jesus Christ.
Does a
But
mukbang with
her
it?
and Skeletal Crystal
Oh my
and
god.
that guy,
Oh my god.
yeah, a mukbang with that. Anyways, that was very exciting. And I love y'all, all of you. Please keep doing what you're doing. We are super spreaders too.
That's right. Of positivity.
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to end it on something happy.
I love that.
I love y'all. Love you, Libby. Can't wait to see what you do, boo.
We needed just like a little cherry on top of this garbage diarrhea Sunday. Yep.
Ew, oh, get it. It's also Sunday and it's like ice cream. It was a pun. I
I love you.
love you too.
Proud of
I'm
you.
proud of you.
Thumbs up.
Oh,
You did it.
God.